So I was going to show this clip a little bit later once the remaining clockwork had sold, but we've made quite a bit of money from some different things, and we're currently sat on a 9.7 mil cash tag. Not only are we on 9.7 mil, I've probably got the same amount in supplies, both for some more stonewall segments and also some more clockworks. So going back to yesterday, we managed to sell 250 clockworks for 14.3k each, which is a massive amount of GP, which allowed us to buy 1,000 steel bars and some teleport tabs to go make some more clockworks. On top of that, we have now officially sold all of our bear furs for 15.5k each, which again is incredible profit. We bought all these for 20 coins each from the bear trader in Varrock Square, so that is some incredible way to make basically some free cash, and definitely something I'll be doing for maybe like 10 minutes just to get an invo or two to put them back on the Grand Exchange. While they're selling for that price, it's silly not to go and capitalize on it, so we'll definitely go and pick some more up. And then from the limestone bricks which we bought 2 days ago, I sort of did half of them. Made 500 stonewall segments, which we've sold for 6.2 mil, and also made a couple more clockwork just to test the price, which sold for 14.3k again. Now in the Grand Exchange, we do have another 486 clockworks trying to sell. We still have our fortunate component, the blue elegant skirt, which still hasn't sold because I think it's a very niche fortunate component. That can be a little bit of a problem because that's a cheap fortunate component. It's just I don't think people buy it to disassemble. They traditionally go for the composite bows because they're more often onto the Grand Exchange. So because of that, we actually have quite a decent sort of cash stack at the minute, and our value for the account is 23 mil. Now, I wouldn't believe it's 23 mil until I see it all in terms of cash, but if you look at the bank as well, we have 514 steel bars, and we also have just under 2,000 stonewall segment pieces, which are definitely going to make us a decent amount of GP. We are still buying stuff from Zaf every day as well, and also buying some bomb bars from Jatix, and they will definitely add up as well. So what I'm doing is not really intensive money making, like I've been doing some stonewall segments in my downtime while watching Netflix. Same with the clockworks as well. Like when I have like sort of 45 minutes to an hour of time I don't want to record, I basically just go and do stuff like that because it progresses the account. Good thing is though, by crafting all those clockworks, we have got some crafting levels. So we've got to 29 crafting, which unlocks a few different things. Now, I was going to kind of report on this kind of stuff after I've done a couple more quests. So at the minute, I'm going to buy the supplies to go and do the Waterfall. And then I was going to sort of break down what we do, because crafting at 29 kind of opens up a couple of different things. We have emerald necklaces, which generally sell pretty well normally. We also have access to emerald rings as well for rings of dueling. They're normally pretty good. And we have some of the lower level jewelry like the botanist amulets we can go and make now. Again, a little bit fiddly, a little bit intensive, but they can make money. But the emerald jewelry always seems to print. Now, I don't really want to quite touch into that just yet because, again, I wanted to kind of do it all together. But because I've withdrawn the money, I thought I may as well mention it now. So what I'm going to do is do some quests, and then we'll come back a little bit later, because what I'm hoping is that if these clockworks sell, I'm going to have a decent amount of GP, and we're going to sink some money into some skills. Farming, we'll buy some of the playground farm animals, and we'll also buy a couple of stats and maybe some gear upgrades as well, like buying a Fury, buying some hybrid armor, which would aid us in like multiple combat styles rather than just one. So I'm going to do Waterfall for sure, because that's going to be a big boost to our combat stats, and maybe we're going to train combat a little bit as well. I think we're going to end up doing Tree Gnome Village as well, because that's also a big sort of XP 1-4 attack. And then maybe we'll do a little bit of a brief and game plan of what we're going to do from there as well, because I think it's time to go and just do a couple of other little things, couple of other little quests. We'll go and do like the museum for Slayer and Hunter as well to get those started. We'll go and do our daily challenges. I've got a Dungeoneering daily challenge, which might mean we're going to do the tutorial and get Dungeoneering unlocked as well. So there's plenty for us to do, but I think for now, I'm going to go and do some quests, hoping that those clockworks do sell. While we're here, let's go and check the margin as well. So this is what I always do to find out what price silver clockworks for. Again, these are a very niche item, and 14.7k or 14.3k was a little bit over their price. As you see now, they've dropped down to 13k each, so they've lost a little bit of value. They're still going to be insane profit. But I think for now, why they're such a high price, I'll just try and undercut it a little bit and just try and see if we can get them sold. And again, when we do the other batch a little bit later on, maybe they'll go back to their price, but at least we can sell a decent chunk and we'll have access to that. For us to get another 6.3 mil is going to put us on 15.7 mil cash, which is huge considering like I've not actively gone to do money making. These are just things we've picked up because we've got the levels, and we've just done a little bit here and there just to pick up the stack. Like I didn't finish all the clockworks, I didn't finish all the stonewall segments because I wanted to keep it relevant. I didn't want to go off like a steam train making money when there's no point, because again, like what's this account going to do with 100 mil? Like it's not. It's better off to make some progress, spend the time doing things like quests for area unlocks and then further storylines, and then a little bit later on, then go and make the money, then go and spend the money when we've got maybe some ways to make it a bit quicker and a bit faster as well. So I'm going to go do some quests, and then we'll report back once we've got some, hopefully, much better combat stats. And then we can have a little bit of a game plan of what we're going to do in terms of the cash, skills, quests, and what we're going to do going forward. Now, this brings back some memories. I used to spend an eternity training my range here at the Fire Giants. It was all about the Rune Skimmy and trying to hunt out the Rune Skimmy as well. So, yeah, real big flashback coming back here. And we're actually going to finish the Waterfall quest up. It's kind of a theme of some of these quests which we've done lately, is that I think that when I last did them so long ago, like so many years ago, I've got a bad thought in my mind that they all take like an hour to do each, when really, yes, this is a very big quest to do, but it only really took me about 20 minutes. So they're not taking as long as what I thought, which is why I'm kind of enjoying quests at the minute. Now, if you didn't know, for the Waterfall, you're going to have to put a water, air, and earth rune on all of these statues just before you go and loot the chalice, else you're basically going to be drowned out and you'll have to go and do this phase again. But just make sure to do this. It would be really helpful to actually just bring 6 of each runes, so you know if you've missed one. I don't know if I've missed one just yet, but we'll soon find out. But that's another quest done. I think after this, we're going to go and do the Gnome Village one, because it's not too hard, and it's actually a pretty big reward in terms of attack XP. And the Gnome Stronghold quest afterwards is also a very good one, because that's going to give us a decent sort of chunk of agility. And the Gnome storyline is quite a strong one for the early game anyway. Really good rewards, and the access to like the Gnome course and all the other stuff with Gnome is actually pretty decent. But hopefully this is going to be the end of the Waterfall quest, and the Waterfall quest always gives you a very decent reward. Now, I don't know why I can't get that. Ah, there we go. So by using the amulets on Glariel, that will then bring that, and then I think that's all I need to do now. No, we need to use the urn on the chalice, so that could have also caused that as well. So you need to put your runes on the statues, then use the amulet on Glariel, then use the urn on the chalice. But there we go. Big boy quest done. Only one quest point, but 13.7k attack XP, 13.7k strength XP. Really big in terms of the levels, and that's going to give us some very decent level scores. So 36 attack, 30 strength from not doing anything. That's just literally just doing quests, and we've had such a big jump up. If we wanted to, we could go and train defense with those kind of melee stats, and we'll ramp up very quick, because again, when you level in RS3, especially the combat side, when you level combat in Runescape 3, you unlock abilities. So when we've got all these attack levels, not only do we have Holy Grail, Quiet Before the Storm, Beneath Cursed Tide, we can also have more combat abilities to do as well as better weaponry as well. That's really important, is that the better weapons you get, generally the better XP you're going to get. So not too many in terms of that, but as you can see here with strength, we've unlocked Dismember, Kick, Punish, Fury, really good combat abilities to have as well, because it just means then you've got more combat abilities in your rotation. The more combat abilities you have in rotation just means the more often you're doing abilities and the more damage you're going to do. Yeah, that's a really good, decent quest to have ticked off. The next one we were going to do was going to be the Tree Gnome Village. Now, what this is going to give us access to is 11.4k attack XP, which might just get us to like level 40, which is rune weaponry. No, it might be adamant weaponry, but even way, it will give us an upgrade in terms of weaponry, and that will be really beneficial. So for this, we're just going to need 6 normal logs, which, to be fair, we can probably go and get en route to the Tree Gnome Village anyway. So what I'm going to go do now is teleport to Ardy, start the Tree Gnome Village quest, get the Tree Gnome Village quest done. Then after that, we'll come back and report on what sort of attack level we're going to get then, and then kind of decide what we want to do with the character afterwards, because we've got quite a few things we can do now. Again, I want to be making progress, but I don't want to be going to a point where it's unrealistic progress. I want to keep it quite sort of medium pace, especially for the low game. There's no point rushing the low game because there's so much fun stuff to do. And that's what the point of this series was, to show you guys what you can do in terms of the low game and stuff. We're going to visit Play Around Farms after the Tree Gnome quest, that is for sure. And we'll probably do the daily challenges as well, because there's such a good buff. And then we'll probably go and do the museum as well for some Slayer and Hunter levels as well. So, going to go and start the Tree Gnome Village now. And then we'll go and do all of the plan, and then come up with a big game plan for the future. So, just going to go and finish the final Warlord to complete the Gnome Village. But one thing I've been meaning to do for a long time is change my interface in terms of attacking. At the minute, I'm having to right-click attack. So to be able to change this, what you can do is go to the choose option menu and then just make it all left-click. This way, you can go in left-click all NPCs. Now, there's a player option and also an NPC option. The player option doesn't really matter because we don't really do PvP in RS3 anymore. But the NPC option just means now whenever you want to attack someone, they are simply just a left-click, which can be a little bit risky if you are a lower level, but it's such a better way of doing it, especially when you're doing combat during quests. I've died a couple of times during a couple of quests. Most noticeable was the 4th Infantry quest, just because I wasn't able just to go and simply just click the monsters. So that's out of the way. That's going to be a lot better to do in terms of now. And now I just need to go and find out where this Warlord is. Now, I believe he's right in the corner here. Now, luckily for us, we have got 43 prayer, so being able to go and protect from magic really is going to help, because this is a pretty decent sort of level to hit. Level 53, considering when we're at a significant lower level, less hit chance as well. Definitely make sure to use the combust, because you can see there it's got recurring 96 damage for it as well. So we're actually going to make quite light work of it because we're using combust and stuff. That's where to use mage in the early game, is to utilize that sort of method. Again, fragmentation with range is also a very good way to do it as well. But magic, especially for the early game, is such a good way to go and do these kind of quests, because it's got quite an overpowered sense on the early game. Magic and necromancy are definitely the better early level sort of combat ways to go, but the others do come into play a little bit later on when you get access to better abilities, better weapons and stuff. But magic, especially for the early game, in my opinion, is the king. However, that is the orbs we needed to retrieve for the gnome village. We just need to run back to the middle now, but we can get a little bit of an escort with Elkoi over here. And then that is going to be another quest done and a big chunk of attack XP as well. In terms of quests, I think I'm just going to sort of mop up on a couple of the easy, quick ones. And then hopefully we can get more towards 50 quest points. 50 quest points, we'll be able to go and get another one of those dice. And hopefully that'll give us a little bit of reward now. I'm not really in the mood to go and do some more clockwork in Stonewall segments. I really kind of save it for the time where I don't want to record and I don't want to do anything interactive with the account. But yeah, we'll go and do some other stuff as well. I definitely want to go and spend some cash as well and put some money into some skills, because I think it benefits us long term. There's definitely some skills which will benefit from that. Herb law will be very good. Crafting has a lot of quest linked to it. Smithing does as well, but I'm probably going to go and do the Knight Sword, because that will give me like 30 smithing for free. And then we can do some smithing for different money makers as well. But that has been the Tree Gnome Village. We're going to get 2 quest points for that, 11.4k attack XP. And we can now use the adamant weaponry as well. We have the ability to do flurry with dual wield, but adamant weaponry is really, really nice. This is just going to make the whole aspect of having to train melee so much easier. Because to be fair, it does sound weird because the XP to get the levels is so low. But getting like 20 attack and strength is a little bit of a pain. Normally I do it on either the trolls just north of Birthup or cows and chickens. It is a little bit painful because it's just such slow XP. But the fact we've done the quest just means we've moved it up as well. Now, the gnome storyline has a second quest, which I'm wondering if we have the levels to do it. I think we need to go and do some agility at some point, which is why. So yeah, we don't actually in a minute have the levels to go and do the Tree Gnome Stronghold. That's a very good quest as well. That's going to give us some magic XP and some decent agility XP. I'm going to see what I'm missing to be able to do that, because it's a really nice quest to do. Really good rewards from it as well. I do think you need something like 25-ish. So that is going to be the Grand Tree quest. And for that, we're going to need 25 agility, which is what we're waiting to do. But again, we've got an agility challenge today. It is nearly the end of the month, so I'm going to show you guys Troll Invasion very soon. So maybe it's the time we can go and do that. Also as well, Viswax is quite affordable at the minute. So what you can do with Viswax is extend your daily challenge and basically get double rewards. So maybe in the case of agility, that could be something worthwhile as doing. We'll get a decent chunk of XP just for doing like 4 laps for course. So yeah, we shall see. But what I'm going to go and do next, that is a very good question. I think the Knight Sword might be an actual decent place. So I'm going to go and buy a red berry pie and 2 iron bars from the Grand Exchange. 12.2k smithing XP you can get, which is very nice. And again, the Knight Sword really isn't going to be too long of a quest either. So that is a definite bonus to go and do. So I'm going to go and do the Knight Sword. And then after that, we'll see where we're feeling, see what's happening, and we'll move from there. But some point, I do have a list of things to do. I want to go and buy some more bear furs from the salesman in Varrock Square, because I think they're going to be worthwhile. Need to do the daily challenges. Need to go and do the dungeoneering tutorial as well. That'll be probably about 30 minutes to do the dungeoneering tutorial as well, because that's quite hefty, just because there's so many elements to dungeoneering as well. And then just some general account admin. I think we do need to have a big sort of spend on some skills and stuff, which would be really nice. And yeah, just basically see how we go. And then probably tonight is when I'll do the Stonewall segments and the clockwork. Some of the clockwork have started to sell. I think these are more price checks when people actively buying them though, so that's a little bit annoying, but we'll see how we go. But I'm going to go and buy some red berry pies and 2 iron bars, and then we'll go and get started with the Knight Sword. Does Virgo like red berry pie? Virgo like red berry pie. So here we go. Nice quick one again, but this is going to be a massive quest for us. That is the Knight Sword done. 12,725 smithing XP as well as the 1 quest point. And when we use the lamp, that is going to give us level 29 smithing. We have just jumped up 25-ish levels just from doing the 1 quest. And that is why like these quests are so overpowered, like the Waterfall, the Gnome Village quest, Fight Arena, Vampire Slayer and the Knight Sword give you such a big bump in levels. And smithing especially is linked to so many quests. So we can now do What's Mine Is Yours, which is the old Doric's quest. We can also do the Elemental Workshop 1, again, very big for that. 20 smithing is the Taurus Trap requirement, which again, Taurus Trap is actually pretty good because it gives us access to smithing darts, which if we ever wanted to, smithing darts is a really good way to make some AFK GP smithing. And with the Doric quest as well, you have quite a few different tasks which give you more and more XP for mining and also for smithing. But also look at all these benefits. Smithing is very different in RS3. What you basically get now is whenever you get the sort of 10, 20, 30, 40, that's when you unlock the bar. And then the levels in between is when you can get benefits. So sometimes, you can smith bars at a faster rate. You can smith them with a chance of making extra bars. You can heat them quicker and to a maximum heat as well for actually smithing. But smelting into bars can have some massive benefits of smelting faster, but then also having a chance of making some extra bars. So we can now do silver, which is nice. We can also do, I think we can do myth, or myth might be level 30, but we can do some options anyway. I think it's silver and steel we can now do. Oh, there it is. So we can do iron and steel, and then obviously level 30, which we're not too far off, 300 XP off. That's when we can go and do something along the lines of myth. So really decent levels. These are some very good quests to get started as well. Like the Elemental Workshop will give us some decent XP. What's mine is yours. Doesn't give you massive XP to start with, but you can go and do tasks for them, like go and smith certain armors, mine certain ores, and then they'll give you bonus XP in like the little amulet you can get from them as well. So these are definitely quests we'll do. The Taurus Trap gives you lamps as well, and in some very good skills. I think it's agility, thieving, and then fletching those. So maybe if we've got the ability to do the Taurus Trap, we can do that at some point as well, because that's a really good quest to think if you're ever going to have a stint in non-members, because it will give you a decent sort of moneymaker with non-members as well. However, that is going to be the quest section for this video done. We're going to go and run around and do a little bit of admin, because while I was doing the quest, I was having to think about what we've got left to do on this account for sort of like today to catch up on stuff, and there's a little bit of a list. So one thing I sort of planted seeds for better term in a word, is we put some of the woad leaves into the beehives for player-owned farms. So I want to go show you guys using beehives and what you can get from beehives as well. And not only that, we'll do our daily challenges. We'll go and pick up some other stuff as well. We'll do our wicked hood. All these little daily things which will contribute a little bit to the account. So what we need is woad leaves. And again, I bought these from Winston the Gardener. They are not expensive, but for the XP we get in farming, you guys will see we'll make a lot of XP from it. Now, I've also decided as well, we're going to treat the account. Because we made so much money, I may as well spend it. I mean, I've played accounts where the main goal was to spend as little GP as possible and to not like improve the account or not spend it on the account. But I think spending a little bit on like some Viswax will really, really be beneficial. I'm not going to spend 1.3 mil because I think that's just a bit too much. But 50 Viswax on a few different things. So first of all, we're going to buy the ability to teleport to lodestone quicker. So I'm going to throw in 30. That's going to give us 300 teleports, which should definitely see us like sorted for a little bit. And I'm also going to spend the Viswax to extend a daily challenge. So we are going to do agility, but I need to go and buy some more. So we'll put those in the bank for rerolls, and then when we do the daily challenges in a little bit, we'll use that then. So I guess we are going to spend a little bit more than what I thought we were. So we'll spend 1.1 mil in terms of challenges, but I think it will pay off eventually. And again, we've made the money, so why not? Why not use it just to give us a little bit of a bump? Right, so we're going to go to player-owned farms and basically talk through beehives. So beehives are what I consider a bit of an investment. So you put the woad leaves in the beehives, you leave them pretty much 24 hours, and then you go and harvest for loot. And the XP you can get from this is very, very good. So we'll go over to there now and then do the beehives. And I've sort of mentioned it before, beehives are probably what I'm going to go and do for my farming until we can do things like chinchompers. I think that's when we'll start doing proper player-owned farms, because at the minute, chickens, cows, lambs, or sheep, they're not great. They're not great XP. Like, I think there's definitely better things for us to do. So we're going to go and collect for honey. And as you see here, the XP drops we're going to get is quite rapid. So we're going to start at level 23 farming. And once you do this for the full 7 beehives, you realize like it's quite a lot of XP. So once you've looted the honey from the beehives, you need to make sure to put some more woad leaves back in, because then that's going to be pretty much setting up tomorrow, which we want to keep doing this for at least probably a week, maybe a week and a bit, just to set up our farming. Now, if you really wanted to speed farming up, by all means, go and do chickens, sheep, and cows at player-owned farms. Go and farm herbs, go and farm allotments. You can definitely speed through farming a lot quicker than just simply doing beehives alone. Tagging all the stuff with beehives will just mean your farming experience will be so much quicker. And also as well, don't forget there's trees as well. You can also do trees to do your farming XP. And at the minute, the price of tree seeds is exceptionally cheap. I do think at some point down the line, maybe we'll go and pick up some of the tree seeds and invest in that, because again, it's really cheap XP for really, really good XP as well. So 27 farming is there. We're going to go and put some more wood leaves back in. Now, rather than you guys having to watch me go and loot these beehives for sort of 5 minutes, I think you've kind of got the hint. The XP is very good. I'll come back when we've finished the beehives just to show you what level we've got in the end. And we'll see if it was worth it and what we've unlocked as well. The good thing is that doing the early levels through beehives means you're going to get access to the better trees, better fruit trees, better herbs, quicker, and then you can really sort of like dial in on farming if you want to, and then go and get some more XP. Farming is still to this day top 3 skills for me. I really, really enjoy farming. I think it's such a skill where you get so much back from it. You invest very little. What you invest in is time and routine, and then you get so much out of it in the end as well. However, like I said, I'll finish these beehives and then we'll report back when we have finished. Okay, so that is all the beehives done. And in terms of the farming level which we got, we finished on level 34 farming. So we got 9 levels just from literally putting these wood leaves in yesterday, leaving them 24 hours to finish, and then pulling them out afterwards. Now, the honeycomb does have a price to it, but it's nothing massive. Again, it's going to be more one of those methods where you're doing it for XP, rather than actually doing it to make some money. And from level 34, we have unlocked a few things. One is some quest requirements. So we now can do the Enlightened Journey, Garden of Tranquility, My Arm's Big Adventure, and the Spirit of the Summer. We have unlocked strawberries, we've unlocked willow trees, apple trees, banana trees, and we've also unlocked some decent new herbs. So we can now do Harlander and Galweed after Edgar's Roost. Ranars, we have ability to do stuff in Demonheim. We can now raise and breed chickens, and we can also build a small animal pen as well. And we can also cultivate rose bushes in Het's Oasis, which actually isn't too bad. We might visit that at another point. Now, I have had some fantastic comments when I was talking about what to do to level up my farming, because we did use the Violet's Blue quests. A lot of comments, thank you so much for dropping them in there. It's turning manure in the mound at Playground Farms. This will give you some XP, and by the sound of it, you don't need requirements for it, and it can be quite AFK as well. So if you're looking for something, rather than do the quest lamp, because again, the quest lamp can be put on so many different skills, that can be an option for you guys to do as well. Not too bad. Now, other things on the list is going to be to do with daily challenges. Now, daily challenges is something I would sort of say to you guys to do all the time, because it's so beneficial. I'm going to re-roll daily dungeoneering, because we're going to do dungeoneering another time, because the best way to describe a tutorial is long. So what I'm going to do is use 10 Viswax. So we spent 200k to go and re-roll that. Agility, I'm going to extend that, because that is quite important for us to extend. I'm going to go to Barefoot because it's the best place with access to be able to do all of these. I'm going to rattle through the 3 daily challenges, and then we'll go and hand those in for the rewards as well. And then I think that's going to be the end of this episode, really. I'm going to do my Wicked Hood just to sort of like round off and finish everything off, because again, the Wicked Hood is so worthwhile doing, especially when you're looking for all these little ways just to pick up a little bit more cash as well. And then in terms of what you guys will see ready for the next episode, I imagine I'm going to go to the Cellar of the Bear Fur in the Varrock Center to go and buy some more and try and sell them overnight. Again, when they're 15k each and I can buy them for 20k, even if I go and buy 100, that's 1.5 mil practically for free. I just think it's just too good now to not do it. So I'll show you guys where to do it and how to do it as well. But we need some hunter supplies. Again, all these tutors dotted around Lumbridge, you can simply just like buy the supplies off them. You can get some stuff for free. For my hunt challenge, I come and do these Crimson Swifts. They can be a little bit annoying, but just to catch free, I can go and chop some trees in the meantime, because I've got a challenge to do some fletching. And then, yeah, we're going to wrap the video off there. As always, I wanted to say thank you guys so much for all your support. We are absolutely smashing it in terms of the views, the likes, the subscriptions. The subathon hasn't even really reached February yet, and we are already piling it up pretty big in terms of content to do as well. And the videos for tomorrow, I think we'll end up doing a bit more quests. Again, the more we do the quests, the more the bigger quests get unlocked. So we can have a look at that. And then also as well, at some point, we do need to go and spend some GP. Leveling up some skills. So whether we go and spend a little bit on herb lore, like spend 2-3 mil, unlock prayer potions, it just means that we've got a decent enough herb lore level where we can go and train herb lore for profit. Prayer potions are still profit, even though we don't have things like the Brooch for Gods. You can still make profit with things like prayer potions, as long as the margins are good. So that'll be something we'll look into do in the future as well. But give me suggestions on what you guys want to see. At some point as well, we do need to go and train combat a little bit as well. I don't think there's many more combat quests in the future. I think the next big one is sort of looking like Monkey Madness, that kind of mid-tier level, maybe Heroes. But for now, we're not doing too bad. But what I'm going to do is run around and finish off all of these, and then we'll report back to finish the video in a moment. Okay, so that's the daily challenges done. We're going to go and hand those in. Remember, we have doubled our agility one as well, so that should be a decent amount of XP. But as you can see, 4 agility levels, 2 fletching, and 3 hunter. Agility now level 14, which is very nice. Hopefully we can get a few other things from agility, but definitely some quest unlocks as well. Agility, very similar to crafting, used in a lot of quest requirements. So the dig site, Lost Tribe, Curse of a Black Stone. Agility doesn't really benefit much. You get a little amount of escapes. You get some extra loot when you're doing thieving as well because of your speed. But yeah, 14 is decent. 7 fletching, which is big chompy hunting. 8 woodcutting, just from cutting the logs down. And then 4 hunter as well, which we're going to go and do the museum tomorrow, which will give us a little bit of boost for hunter and slayers. But I'm going to end the episode here. Plenty of progress, actually. Really big gains in terms of combat. The GP is flying up with all the money making we're doing. Again, I'm not going to go too big on money making. It's just going to be stuff I'll do on the downtime whenever I'm watching Netflix or not doing too much as well. However, going to wrap the video up. Thank you once again for liking the video, subscribing, and all the comments in the comment section below. It really has helped me out so much. This series really is thriving on the channel. If you are enjoying, please make sure to hit that subscription if you're brand new. And if you've got any suggestions for future, whether it's training, money making, or whatever you want me to do on the account, drop in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Really hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys very soon in the next video.